economic outcomes. At the end of the day, it needs to be able to drive an economic outcome as we think about this. What it does is that it gets people back to thinking about what are they passionate about. How many people in here are passionate about something? Does anyone want to share something? It's not top secret. I know everybody got top secret ideas in here. They don't want anybody to hear. But if you have any non-top secret ideas that you want to share, all right, you got a brave one right here.
I want to connect people to processes and then tools.
Okay, she wants to connect people to processes and tools. That sounds like that's valuable right there. Okay, anyone else right here? Wealth creation in the African American community. Do you know that the dollar leaves our community in 15 minutes? That means that we can't, as soon as we get the money, we're driving as fast as we can so we can go put it into somebody else's community. That's real data. I'm serious. In other communities, like the Jewish community, what happened, the dollar turns over about 20 to 24 times. That means that they invest in people that look like them. When you look at groups that are successful, what happens? Has anyone ever heard of the PayPal Mafia? Okay, so now the PayPal Mafia, if you go back and look at the genealogy and look at the tree of all of the individuals that were part of that team, you can look at Chad Hurley, who was one of the founders of YouTube. He was on that PayPal team. You can look at Peter Thiel, I think his last name is. Right, you can look at this team, and what ends up happening is that when they come up with the new idea, they invest in their friends. They invest in their friends. Someone asked me the other day, why aren't there more black entrepreneurs? I said, well, in my family, if I need to go to somebody to go get $10,000 to go invest in an idea, they're going to look at me and like, no, well, we need to get some money from you, right? So I didn't necessarily grow up with family and friends that could give me $10,000 to invest in the idea. And then if most of us are smart, then we are typically told to take the safe route. And again, I worked in corporate America, love it. You know what I'm saying? But again, I didn't figure out what worked for me. So again, as we begin to think about operating in our genius and being a valuable asset in the workplace, think about what you're passionate about, right? And being passionate, and we talked about this earlier, is not about just this hobby. Or I think you called it what? A high-priced hobby or something like that? An expensive hobby. So I'm going to give you an example. Now, I'm passionate about basketball. Played in high school, played college, right? So I was all set to go to the league. I had my suit ready. My mother was ready for the green room. She was all ready. There was only one thing that stopped me from being able to go to the league, folks, and that was talent. Outside of that, I was going to be a lottery pick. I was going to be the cornerstone of a team. But the one thing that I just didn't have was talent. I wasn't talented enough to be able to go to that next level. So I knew I wanted to eat. No one didn't have a house and all this other stuff. So I had to realize that just being passionate about something was not enough. I need to be able to connect that to some signature talents. Something, again, that I can do better than everybody else in the world. My mindset, because I am a competitor, I believe that I can beat anybody in the space that I'm in. We can have the same business, the same ideas, live in the same community, in the same industry, and I believe that you won't be able to stop me, period. That's just me. You know, so I want you to think about what can you operate the best at, but it needs to be connected to some real skills that are marketable, that people are willing to pay for, right? So again, when we begin to think about passion, put it in that context. And then solving problems. What problem do you solve? What problem do you solve better than everybody else? Bill Gates looks at problems like, look, this is nothing more than opportunity. And so when you think about people who are successful, they love problems. Why? Because that's an opportunity. People pay for convenience. People pay for you being able to solve the problem so they can just go and they can buy the product or the service or whatever it is. So I want you to think about that, but also think about it in the workplace. What is the business model? How does this idea make money? Because my viability in the workplace is directly connected to me understanding how I directly impact that bottom line is critically important. Because again, I want to make sure that what I'm doing is going to drive value. It's going to drive value. All right, so I want to give you some examples. So now let's talk about solving undiscovered wants.